Hello and welcome back to another episode of Ireland's Greatest Mountain Passes. Today I'm going to ride a pass called Priest's Leap, or known locally as Priest's Leap. I drove this last year in a car by mistake because of a road diversion, and it was nothing short of breathtaking. I also vowed to myself that I have to come back and do it on two wheels. So here I am. Buckle up and sit tight. That is a nice feeling. Good morning, everybody. I'm just riding out of the hotel garage. Now, which way am I going? I think I'm going to be going left. Look at the day which is in store for us. That's a nice feeling. That's the hotel that I was staying in last night. Really, really nice. The Maritime Hotel in Bantry. Great staff as well. Very, very funny experience in the bar last night. But then that's typical of any Irish bar. I shall tell you another stage what happened. Okay, where am I going? I'm going to pull in and recenter my sat-nav because it wasn't getting a signal in that underground car park. Right, I need to get some of those gloves, which are screen sensitive on the phone. At least I'm going the right way anyway. Okay. Really looking forward to this. Oh, even the air is warm. What a wonderful way to start the day. Look at this scenery already. Okay, I'm going to try and refrain from oohing and eyeing until we get to the location where I'm going to start this actual journey. We're in West Cork, and this is the base of the actual pass. So let's have a little look and see what lies ahead for us. And as you can see here, the roads are very, very narrow, single track. So if I was to meet any other traffic, well, to be honest, I'm a lot better on a motorbike. I mentioned it in the intro that I did this last year in a car, and I spent most of my time reversing, letting other cars past. Not that I imagine it gets particularly busy, but I should be okay today anyway on a bike. As much as I just want to keep looking at the scenery, I've actually got to keep my eyes on the road because already there's been a good few potholes and loose gravel, not to mention all the cows' poo. I don't fancy slipping in that. Look at this. Oh! Wow, that's a really weird feeling. I don't know if you can tell on the camera there, but when you just can't see what's over the rise, it's a strange feeling. Look at this scenery. I suspect I'll watch this back just to admire the scenery. and just keep my eyes on the road. Good morning, moo cows. They're all very relaxed, aren't they? Sure, why wouldn't you be? Imagine spending your life up here. Okay, everywhere I look here, I just want to get off the bike and start taking photographs. So a bit of a background story to the Priest's Leap. You might be wondering why it's called that. Well, back in penal times in the 17th century, a priest was on his way with his crucifix to a sick patient up this pass. And he was approached by somebody who told him that the soldiers were gaining on him and that he should make his exit from the mountain. And folklore and mythology has it that when the priest got to the top of the mountain, and I'm hoping that it'll be marked by some sort of plaque or something anyway, but folklore says that the priest, who was on horseback, I should add, he leapt from the mountain and ended up about 3 miles away, and apparently you can see the place where he landed as well, and that's something I'll try and find as well today. Nothing like a good old Irish yarn, is there? So that's why it's called Priest's Leap. Make of that what you will. This is really weird feeling because I'm looking at the road ahead and it's actually on a slant. So unless I felt that I was upright on the bike, I'd be thinking that I was leaning over. It's very odd. Definitely got a touch of vertigo here. We must be climbing really steep as well because I'm in second gear and the bike's definitely letting me know that we're going uphill, put it that way. Here's another one of those rises where you don't see what's on the other side. I really don't want to meet a car coming around here. Set off fairly early this morning because it's just that golden light, and my efforts of getting out of bed this morning obviously paid off because just look at the landscape here. Awash with sunshine. As I've said in a previous episode, I should really let the pictures do the talking, because this is nothing short of breathtaking. There's a nuthatch on the rock there. That's a bird, by the way, for those of you who were wondering what it was. You can do a loop of the Priest's Leap, a circuit, so to speak, around the mountain. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. That just came into my head there. And that loop is 60 kilometres. That'd be a great day out. I'm not going to be doing that because otherwise the video will end up being about 5 hours long with all of the stops and starts and different things I'll be pointing out. Oh my god. That's a real weird feeling. This is definitely spirited motorcycle riding. Some mornings I I get out of bed and wonder what the day is going to hold for me, or hold in store rather. And on days like this, I keep thinking how blessed I am. First of all, to live in a country like this, and second of all, to have a love of motorbikes, because I probably wouldn't venture up these roads or make the effort to do it anyway in a car unless I had to. Now here we go. Here's a little plaque. Definitely need to have a little stop here and admire the scenery. Oh God. Right, let's switch off and have a little look. So we're at the summit, which is 1,500 feet high, and here is the plaque for the priest's leap. Now, like I was talking about, folklore says the priest jumped from here on his horse and landed somewhere down there. And as I'm pointing, I can see a cross just on the side of the hill, which is clearly the point he jumped from. Nothing like a good old story, is there? Let's go and have a look at the cross. Now, don't be spraining any ankles today, Dave. You have a long way to ride on a motorbike. What I love about the Irish countryside is that there are still so many places in this country where you're guaranteed not to see a single soul for the day. That's just one of the many things I love about this country. It's just brilliant. The older I get, the less tolerant I become of people. And some days I just need to be away from it all, in the middle of nowhere. And you couldn't get a better spot than this. Take a look. Biblical, I think, is the word. Emotional too. I don't know why I get emotional in places like this. I think it's because this is how things used to be millions of years ago. I mean, wouldn't really surprise me if I saw a dinosaur just walking across the horizon. You can't see any sort of civilization. Nothing. Just the way it used to be. See, I'm getting all poetic and spiritual now. So here's the cross. And the priest and his horse landed 3 kilometers away from here. So just as I was about to hop on the bike and explore the rest of the pass, a wonderful gentleman's just pulled up to see if I'm all right. And this is Mr. O'Sullivan. he is the local farmer here, and he's just told me a wonderful little tale. Would you tell me again exactly what you told me about my bike and where I am at this moment, Mr. O'Sullivan?
Your bike is in Kerry and you're standing in County Kerry.
There you go. So me and my bike are across 2 different counties, and that's because that fence there is the dividing line between the 2 counties. I just love these little tidbits of information on my travels. And how long have you farmed this land, Mr. O'Sullivan?
I have that, I suppose, nearly 20. I've this piece of ground nearly 20 years. I bought it.
And how often do you get up here?
It comes up every morning.
Do you? Just to check on the sheep?
Yeah, feed the sheep.
And how far away do you live from here?
About 2 miles down.
I'd say it's tough in the winter, is it?
Tough in the winter time, yeah. Bad days.
Do you ever have trouble getting up here?
If the snow is there, yeah. Yeah.
Do you see many other people up here?
A lot of people go across this way.
Tourists?
Yeah, very busy road.
Is it?
In the summertime, yeah. Very busy.
You wouldn't be seeing the old coaches full of American tourists, would you?
No. Oh no. Oh no.
I often say when I come to places like this and have a good look around and just take in this breathtaking scenery, people who live here probably take this for granted.
Oh, that's for sure, yeah. Yeah, we're used to it every day. We're used to it every day.
When you're up here, do you ever stop and take a breath and take a look around? And
Actually, you all the time come up to the top and have a look around, see how things are.
Well, Mr. O'Sullivan, lovely to meet you, and thanks a million for talking to me. I'll get on my merry way and leave you to tend to your sheep.
Super.
Lovely to meet you.
We'll talk to you, right? Bye.
All the best.
Very
all
good.
the best. See you later.
See you later.
Wonderful. He just stopped to see if I was all right. He saw the bike by itself because I was over there taking photographs. He just wanted to double check I was okay. So, just another thing I love about Ireland. Wow. Wonderful. And great characters. He's tooting his horn at his sheepdog. Well, that was just amazing. And as I was packing up there as well, a female cyclist, just to make me feel really unfit, rode to the summit and stopped to have a chat, and she was barely sweating. So I'm not going to complain about my ride on a motorbike and how challenging it is. Incredible. And she's doing the full 60-kilometre route today, she told me. Of course she is. And dare I say it, she looked about... well, not quite my age, but she looked in the peak of her life anyway. Right, back to the scenery. Oh, look at this! How many pinch yourself moments can you find on a path like this? I'm so pleased I had the idea to do this series for you. Of course, it's not just for you folks. I get something out of it as well. It's just a great excuse, isn't it, to come away on 2 wheels. All the little spring lamps. I've always said, when people ask me, what's your favourite country you've been to? And I do travel a lot with work. I certainly travelled a lot over the last 30 years. And I've always said Vietnam, or maybe it's Ghana. No, Vietnam's always been up there. I just love everything about that. But I never think of Ireland as being on that list because I live here. But, you know, I've really got to start saying Ireland because this is my favourite country, and I'm not just saying that. This is my favourite country I've ever been to. The scenery, the people, everything about it, which is why I chose to live here. Okay, concentrate, Dave. This is quite tricky in spots. It would definitely be a lot trickier if I didn't have this beautiful weather. Look at the landscape, that's so barren. In fact, the farmer I was just speaking to there, Mr. O'Sullivan, before I put the camera on him, he was telling me that there's literally nothing for his sheep to eat. The grass hasn't started growing yet. I'm making this video in the beginning of May. In fact, it was the 1st of May yesterday. So we're still early on in the season for grass. Can't wait to watch this scenery back on the camera, because I do have to concentrate. Just realised when I set off this morning I didn't check the fuel gauge. Wouldn't want to run out of petrol up here. Mind you, now I'm on the other side of the pass, I could pretty much freewheel it all the way down into Kenmare. So the farmer also told me, again before I put the camera on him, about the story of the priest leaping from the cross there. And he told me that the priest landed in a place called Newtown, just outside of Bantry. And then he rolled his eyes and said to me, "But you wouldn't want to believe all that bollocks." Oh, I should have got that on camera. Looks like we got us a convoy. Well, somehow these cows have got out on the road. I want to be very careful here. I don't want to frighten them at all. Oh, they know I'm there. He's turning around, or she is turning around. Okay, girls. One thing's for sure, they're not going to get very far. Oh, look, lovely fresh grass to eat. It's a cow's life. Oh, there's more down here. The whole road's full of them. Okay, girls. Might stop and take a photograph of this here. That's a really nice scene. Alright, girl. Hello, ladies. Move over. Haha. Gorgeous animals, aren't they? You could easily be forgiven for thinking you were in the opening of Spaghetti Western riding through this scenery. A lot of loose gravel here, so I'm just taking it really easy. So what's the point in rushing anyway? On a day like this, I have the full day set aside to film this. And by the time I've done all the drone stuff and the photographs and everything else, and hopefully stop for a spot of lunch somewhere. Well, not up here, obviously, when I get down to the other side of the pass. That'll be the guts of a day, and what a wonderful day it is so far. Just a little word about this motorbike. For the bikers who are watching this, I know this video appeals to people far and wide, and not just bikers, but for those avid subscribers to the channel wanting to see bike stuff. Again, on days like this, I'll go as far as to say this is the best and the most comfortable bike that I've ever ridden, and I've ridden a few. I love everything about this bike. A huge amount of confidence all the time on this bike. Yes, it is heavy, but the weight is down low thanks to the Boxer engine, so even when I'm on the little twists and turns on tracks like this, you never feel as though it's going to fall over. It's really beautiful to ride. And indeed, when I rode down here yesterday, I stayed overnight last night in a hotel, but when I rode down yesterday, I came motorway, and it was 5 hours on a motorway, sat on a bike pretty much in a straight line, and that's exactly what it was the route. I just set the bike into cruise control, but it's just the epitome of comfort, this motorbike. And when I got to the hotel last night, normally I'd be really shattered after a drive like that, even in a car. And sure, I was bouncing, I was raring to go. And that's all down to this wonderful, wonderful BMW R1200GS. It is the triple black edition. It's 2016, this model as well, so it's getting on a little bit. I heard the Missenden Flyer on his channel said recently that he'd heard rumours about the R1300 coming out fairly soon, so that's definitely something I would look at if I was ever going to upgrade this. So there you go, that's my little bike chat out of the way. Did you ever watch the old episodes of Top Gear when it was on the BBC, and they'd go to some far-flung place in the world and be driving their cars around mountain edges? They could have saved a fortune of the budget and just come here, over the water. You wouldn't want to come off the road here. It'd be a long time before you were found. Filling myself full of confidence, as you can tell. That's unreal down there. Wow. It's really quite nerve-wracking when you're actually riding the bike. I think this is one of the best scenic rides I've ever done on two wheels. What about that for a statement? There's a saying in Ireland, I'll tell you what it is in a second, but it's a good luck saying, and it was one of the first sayings I ever heard when I moved to this country. Indeed, before that, when I met my Irish wife. And it goes like this: Go nairi on Bohalat. And that means, may the road rise up to meet you. Sort of to wish you well on your way. And the road is certainly rising up to meet me on this little tour. I also hope it brings me all the luck that saying is meant to bring as well. Oh my God, picture postcards, more photograph opportunities. Now, I always look at houses on passes that I'm riding within this series, and I always wonder who lives in these places. Actually, probably nobody by the looks of that. Looks a bit derelict. Oh no, looks like they're just having a fit out or something. And there's cars there as well. Oh God, I hope they don't see this video of me calling their house derelict. They're obviously just having a bit of work done. See the yellow gorse here? It's all over the west of Ireland at the minute. And it's one of the things I remember as a kid going on holiday. I always knew I was on holiday in England. We never travelled very far as kids because my mum had a fear of flying. So we, more often than not, holidayed in England, and there was yellow gorse everywhere, and it just takes me right back to being a kid on those wonderful summer holidays, you know, when you were off school for 6 weeks. Absolute bliss. But the smell of the gorse as well. I've got the visor up at the moment on my helmet, and the smell of the yellow gorse, just stunning. Well, it looks as though we're nearing the bottom of the pass. So on that note, it's probably time for me to sign off, and thank you all so much for coming along with me. I hope you enjoyed that. That was the Priest's Leap. Absolutely wonderful to ride that on two wheels. And as the saying goes, sure, I'll do it again in a heartbeat. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Once again, Dave Perry for Wheelie Good TV. Over and out.